Hi, welcome to Unmasked Outdoors. My name's Sam, welcome to my YouTube channel. I've come to a place called Verwood for a walk that's been recommended to me. I haven't had a coffee and I drove past about 5 places that I could have stopped. But you know when you just see them too late and you're like, well, now I'd have to turn around and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get parked up. Well, I am parked up. I'm going to pay for my parking. I'm going to see if this place where I am might let me have a coffee, because it looks like they have events on here. And then I'm going to start my walk. So looking forward to bringing you along with me. I've been ill this week, so I don't know, we'll see how we get on. Oh, would you look at that? Free parking. You don't get that very often these days, I'll take that. Well, what an awesome place. This is Verwood Hub. Some of the stuff they've got on. You can have an evening with Eddie the Eagle if you want. Was he a ski jumper or something? I can't remember, a little bit before my time. But it's free parking. I've just got a coffee for £3. I mean, let's talk about a flipping art centre in the middle of a little town. I guess it's an art centre, but I think they've got a gym, maybe a swimming pool, I don't know, but what an awesome place. We should have more things like this in... Well, maybe we do have quite a lot. I know I'm from a place in West Yorkshire and we've got a music venue right in the centre that has a lot of cool stuff on. But we should all be supporting the arts, so I've taken a... What do they call it? A programme. I'll try and get down here to watch something. Right, I'm going to stick my walking boots on. So it looks like we're starting going down this, well, I'd call this a ginnel. I've put my microphone on because of the wind. So I just stopped to adjust my microphone and knock my coffee all over the floor. It's a brilliant start, that. Really chuffed that happened. I might just start chucking money down the drain, to be honest. Right, hopefully that's a little bit better with the microphone. I've put it on my belt, the shoulder strap of my backpack. And I just need somewhere to put this flipping now empty cup. And then I can actually just get cracking with this walk, because I've been faffing about. Hopefully there's a bin up here. Also, it might be worth noting that for some reason the charging, my USB cable in my car's not working. So my phone's only on like 50% odd. And All Trails, the app that I'm using to navigate, will help itself to that pretty soon. So we may be getting lost on this walk. That'll be fun, won't it? Maybe I could make a compass out of a needle and a leaf. But then again, I don't know what direction anything is, so what difference would that make? Right, this is the path, which I nearly missed because it was wedged between a building and a hedge. Tell you what, I still haven't found a bin. I could put it in my bag, couldn't I? I'm wearing a backpack and I'm carrying an empty coffee cup. I mean, figure that one out. So I'd like to thank my friend Lorna for recommending this walk to me. Lorna once said something really funny to me, actually. So I used to work in a school and I was putting on their October theatre show, and I was working on it over the summer holidays, and I went to the pub where Lorna worked after work. And for some reason, I was having like a really bad allergic reaction to something. I was having like It must have been the dust that I was using and like the materials I was using, because I was building stages and stuff. And it really, like, I could not stop sneezing. And my face all puffed up, and Lorna said, "God, have you had an allergic reaction?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." And she said, "What to? Hard work?" Which I thought was quite funny. Right. I'm only going to check my phone when there is an option of 2 directions. And that would be now. What was really funny then was, in my head, I said, I'm going to check my phone. Sorry, out loud I said, I'm going to check my phone when there's a choice of directions. But in my head I went, even though I know it's going to be right. And I checked my phone and it was left. Sorry I haven't posted in a long time. It's just, I did do a video a few weeks ago where I was going to go over to, I asked ChatGPT to name a random town in Dorset or village, and it chose Corfe, and then I was going to go to Corfe and have a walk and a coffee and stuff, but it was just raining really badly. And then in the afternoon I thought, oh, I'll go and watch AFC Bournemouth women play, because you can watch them for free, which is just nuts to me. And I went and did that, but I felt a bit like silly filming there because I was on my own. So it never ended up happening. And then other than that, I think it rained for like 43 days straight. So obviously it's a little bit nicer today. I've just got a bug on my arm then. Right, so I've dropped me coffee. I've had about a third of a coffee. It's now in my bag. Let's crack on with this 9.7k. And I said in my last video, if it's anything over 10, I'll bring a snack. But I made an exception today for a 9.7. So I've brought an apple and a bag of crisps. Would you say that's a choice? I would. Right, check the phone. There's a really strong, well, there was a really strong smell of sage in the air. And sometimes when you're in a more urban area, you can confuse sage with the other thing that sometimes smells a bit sagey. But where I am, I'm going to say it's probably sage. But it's a really nice smell. And I'm like 2 kilometres in, and I've met a friendly, probably local, and a friendly dog. Now, this is shaping up to be a good walk, this. You know what I was thinking? There's a load of new builds where I pulled up. I was thinking new builds always just look so ugly. And even though that doesn't look that old, just something really picturesque about it. Can't tell if it's a barn or what, but it's flipping gorgeous. I mean, you just don't get much better than this down here. Well, you do. This or the Jurassic Coast are the 2 best things about walking down here. Up north, and I'll be bringing my camera. I'm coming next Friday, Friday the 27th. The best thing is all the big moors, as we say, or moors, you might say. And cliff edges and kind of jagged, dramatic looking scenery. But down here it's more kind of, I don't know if beauty is the right word, it's all beauty, isn't it? But I don't know, maybe a bit more postcard down here. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. Are they pines? I should get better at recognising all the different trees. The only way this could be better is if my son liked walking. My partner likes walking too, but if all of us could come, you know, that'd just make it really special. But I do really like walking on my own. But sometimes when something's just so gorgeous, you just want to share it, don't you, with the people you love. And this is one of those circumstances for sure. You know, I haven't walked past a single person, apart from right at the start when I was going past all those houses. How bizarre. It is a really big area. So, Yeah, the New Forest. It's been here 1,000 years. Despite having a map on my phone with all trails on it, with all I've got to do is follow a green line, I've somehow still gone the wrong way. But not to worry, I've just figured out that I can get back on the main trail if I go up this way and along a bit. You know what, it's kind of eerily quiet. I am concerned that there's just going to be a horse that's just going to run out on me or something. Do you know, on the way over here, it's about half an hour drive, and I was thinking, bloody hell, there's nowhere to stop for a coffee, and then everywhere I do see, I keep missing it and I can't stop, and I've not had a coffee, and I'm really upset about that. And then I saw a donkey in the field, and I was like, something about seeing a donkey was, I just said to myself, sort yourself out, mate. Look where you are. You're driving a car that you can afford to put fuel in. You've got a family, a roof over your head, an apple in your bag. So have a bit of a reality check, mate. So I don't know if that donkey was doing that to me telepathically, but no, I'm just kidding. I just love donkeys. And just that momentary reminder of simple things just brought me back down to earth when I was up in the clouds of stress, fretting about flipping whether I've had a coffee or not. And I ended up getting a cheap one with free parking. So it's all about balance. I can see hoofs, horseshoe prints. So I wonder if we are going to see any horses. You know what, when I was coming here I forgot it was in the New Forest, because I always hear Verwood a lot, but I've actually, in my head, I had no idea where it was. And the walk on all trails is called Verwood and Ringwood Circular. So I didn't realise it would be in the forest really, but it is. Actually, I've just thought, would the wild horses in the New Forest, they wouldn't have horseshoes on, would they? Maybe they would. I don't know. That was very much a horseshoe print, wasn't it? And I just can't imagine that all the wild horses in the forest have all, someone's taken the time to shoe them all. I know it's better for a horse that they have shoes on because it protects their feet, but their hooves. But that's one hell of a job rounding them all up and shoeing them all. So we'll see, I guess, well, I'm certainly not going to be inspecting any of their hooves, that's for sure, but I don't know, maybe I'll see somehow. It smells like spring. Pollen, and there was sage earlier, pine. Man, just makes you feel good. It does me anyway. So if you don't live in the southwest, I don't know if they have these anywhere else, but that is a thatched roof. And they're a massive fire hazard, but they are very pretty. I need to find somewhere to sit and have something to eat, I think, at some point. Isn't it marvellous, though? I've found nowhere that I can just sit and have my apple and my orange and my bag of Marmite crisps, because it's all just like this. Apparently that's called Mount Ararat, but I don't know anything about it. So I've seen it on the trail map, and I don't really want to sit down on the gravel and have eat my food. I mean, I'm not going to starve, but I thought it would be a nice part of the video to just sit and have something, have a little snack. We'll see. We'll see if there is anywhere I can stop. I could be in the States, you know. It's almost like a US national park. It's so quiet. I'm going to have some food. I've got an apple, an orange, and a bag of Marmite crisps. And I was thinking, you could, I mean, I've brought a bag for my rubbish, but a lot of people might just throw their apple into the forest thinking, well, it's natural. But in my head, and this might be complete rubbish, so please do tell me if I'm talking out my backside here, but there's no apple trees around here, and I'd feel apprehensive about chucking an apple into the forest because there might be, this might sound daft, but there might be bacteria or something in an apple that doesn't get on with the ecosystem around here, maybe. I just feel more comfortable bagging it up. So I've got a jazz apple, and the last thing I want is to throw my jazz apple into the forest and then I come back a few weeks later and there's a pine tree playing a saxophone. Right, don't be silly. And I've got an orange, and I certainly wouldn't throw an orange for some reason into the forest. That seems even more wrong. Especially seeing as pretty much all oranges you get from supermarkets in the UK have been treated with a chemical called imazalil, and we know that causes cancer. And this isn't like a crazy conspiracy theory. It says it on the packet of oranges, and you can Google it about it causing cancer, and you don't have to freak out about it. Just wash it. Just wash the orange. That's what I do. Yeah. What's your favourite fruit? Mine is my favourite three fruits. The trifecta, my holy trifecta of fruit is apple, orange, banana. And I'm having that as one because I'm a punk and I do what I want. For me, that ticks all bases for me. You've got the citrusiness of the orange, the crunch, I like a crunchy sour apple, and then the smooth roundness of the banana. And then following that, it's mango, blueberry, maybe kiwi. Don't know, I could sit and think about fruit all day, but I'm going to eat some now. That apple had deliberately gone bad because of that terrible joke I made about a pine tree playing a saxophone. We're over halfway through. I wish I'd have got some more details about that Mount Ararat. I might insert some sort of voiceover where I can tell you what that is. So this is voiceover me checking on Google what Mount Ararat is, and it just says that it's a small feature named Mount Ararat that appears on all trails, and the distinction is it's not the 16,000 foot volcano located in eastern Turkey renowned for legends related to Noah's Ark. So there you go. So we're over halfway through. It's been a really, really nice walk, this. All trails said it was a moderate walk, and I'd say it's more on the easy side of that, but it's been one or two steep bits, and I'm only halfway through, so I don't know, there might be a cliff I've got to scale in a minute, but we shall see. Look how gorgeous this is. Wow. I'm cutting right through this forest now. I can hear the faint sound of airplanes in the background, and I think I can hear the road as well. But otherwise it's so quiet. But still, I haven't walked past anyone. I've seen other people on different parts of on different trails, but I'm now 6.5 kilometres in. I haven't walked past anyone like coming the opposite way. How bizarre. Look at this. This would have been a prime spot to have an apple. Or maybe not. Yeah, perhaps not, but hey, someone's made a little shelter up there, like a teepee type thing. Yeah, maybe I was a bit hasty having my apple on that tree stump. There's actually quite a lot of places in this bit. But hey ho, it's always easier in hindsight, isn't it? Okay, the trail is getting super muddy now. I've just nearly gone head over heels. There's a dry bit there. Oh, flipping heck. It's been sunny all week, but I guess just where it was raining for so long in February and January, it's just still like this. I guess the sunlight just doesn't come around these parts very often, but this is going to be tricky. You know, I nearly wasn't going to wear my walking boots either. That would have been a hell of a mistake. I just went up to my ankles in mulch. You can never really trust this ground. Look at that. Looks solid, but there's every chance your foot can go straight through that. Yeah, I'm wearing a bum bag, so what? Okay, so my phone is actually going to die, and I have no idea where I am. I mean, I've got to be near the end because of the distance I've covered. So we'll just keep walking and hopefully we'll come out somewhere. There's always these signs on log stacks around here saying keep off, which only leads me to believe that there's something really fun about being on them. If it weren't for that sign, I would never have thought twice about climbing on them, but now I just really want to. And that's pretty much it for the trail. It's going to finish off on a bit of road, which isn't my favourite, but at least I didn't get lost. Oh, I don't think I got lost. My phone's dead. Sounds like the dogs are expecting me. And here we are back at the wonderful Verwood Hub. I recommend everyone comes and checks out because I imagine a lot of these places are like maybe Arts Council funded, and they'll get funding, but you know, that'll be based on people coming to see stuff, you know. We should be really supportive of any local place that puts on arts, performances, music, anything. Because if you don't use it, you lose it. Tell you what, it's going to feel good to take these off. They're absolute beasts, the Terrex, the Adidas Terrex. I recommend them to anyone, and they're not expensive either. I can't remember how much these were, but it wasn't a lot. Right, I shall put the muddy old Asics back on. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm back at the car now. That was a really, really nice walk. So thank you to Lorna for recommending it to me. I'll share the details of that walk. If you're an All Trails user and you're in the area, do check it out. It says moderate. It's definitely on the easier side of moderate. Thanks for stopping by. And hopefully with this nicer weather, I will be seeing you soon. Cheers.